Homeowners associations. What are they good for? Everybody seems to not like them, so why are they everywhere? Why does everyone pay them money? We're going to talk about all of that today.
I just paid mine. The HOA dues for this video are only 1 like, and if you subscribe, I will be sure to remind you every quarter. And if you hit the little bell, I'll be sure to send you a nastygram every time you leave your garbage can out more than 24 hours after garbage day. We're John
and Alyse. We're the Heart of Austin Homes team, powered by Keller Williams, and we talk about HOAs all the time.
Dude, they're not so bad after a couple hundred of them. So most of our clients start off by saying they don't want an HOA. They want to be able to do whatever they want with their property because it's their property. You know, I totally get that.
Totally get it.
You know, you want to be able to paint your house purple because you're an Aggie, go for it. You want to paint it orange because you're, a Longhorns?
Oh, yeah.
Go for it. You want to raise goats in your front yard? Just fine.
Fix cars in your front
yard? I want
yard?
to put so many blocks in my front yard.
So many blocks.
I mean, who likes cutting grass,
Definitely.
right? Just let that stuff go waist high because, you want snakes for the goats to eat. Do goats eat snakes?
I don't know.
Anyway, if you don't want an HOA, you don't want any of those things. Now, if you're going to do an addition or change your house around, you still got to get through the city and zoning regs for that.
Definitely.
So that is an authority that is above the HOA.
There are still regulations on your house pretty much everywhere.
But the HOAs keep you from doing all the fun stuff like orange paint and goats.
Definitely. Painting your roof pink.
That's the thing. I've seen it.
I've seen it. Many people see HOAs as a restriction on their freedom.
Freedom!
And in reality, HOAs are just there to keep the neighborhood looking nice and somewhat uniform. I mean, in reality, they're trying to keep people from doing things that make the neighborhood look nasty and getting run down and just looking cluttered and bad. And, to some degree, that's to be appreciated. It's a matter of keeping property values up as well, so there's definitely a good reason to have them.
And no one wants the Scots moving in, except the Scots.
I am Scottish.
I know, I love that about you. So HOA basically enforces standards, very British. Like cutting your grass, keeping everything nice and neat in boxes where it should be, all of the check boxes are checked, all of the fences are polished and look nice and clean and up to date, not falling over.
Houses are not purple.
And so it really makes the neighborhood look manifest, like it just came out of a CAD program, so that it looks, a little creepy. But new.
Creepy new. And you'll have there are architectural committees to okay changes that might make it look like something that stands way out from the neighborhood, like that different change of color or making your whole front yard into one big garden that overgrown onto the sidewalk and things like that.
Again, nice and neat. Trains on time.
They also maintain any common things like fences at the edge of the neighborhood, drainage areas, if you have a clubhouse or a pool, any signage, things like that, any sort of common areas. And that takes money. So they're going to need a little bit of money on a regular basis to be able to afford those things.
Unless you don't want them. So when you drive into areas that have no HOA, which are true bastions of freedom, you're more likely to see just who knows what, right? Cars in front, stuff on blocks, long grass, dilapidated structures, who knows? So for saving that $100 a month, you let your neighbors have the freedom to let the place look like garbage. And that's the way we want it.
Definitely. On the other hand, if you're the type that likes to be able to have some creative license for your house and for your space, then it can make a lot of sense, right? And so you're kind of doing that trade-off of, well, my neighborhood has cars on cinder blocks out in front, but I get to put in pretty flowers of whatever color I want. I get to create whatever little gardens out front that I want, and no one gets to say if I put a yard sign out.
You do have a point. It's not all bad.
No.
Now, there are other downsides to HOAs too, because we want our freedom, damn it. But seriously, HOAs can run up a lot of costs because of common failures or common structures. So if you've got, let's say, a condo building and you have shared walls, something could go wrong with a shared wall that could cause an expense. Or let's say construction was done poorly or improperly on part of a building where you have to replace an entire side of a building or a roof or something like that, then all of those costs get spread out amongst the condo association or amongst the HOA. This can come in the form of like buckled roadways or poor drainage, or maybe some construction wasn't done the right way. It manifests itself 5 or 6 years down the line, and now you get stuck with this crazy $150,000 surprise because you've got to redo the sewer lines, redo the drainage, and then redo the roads all on top.
Completely resurface the whole pool,
and that stuff
et cetera,
would
et cetera.
never get taken care of if you didn't have an HOA. Everyone would just drive around it. Maybe the city would take care of it, but good luck with that. Right? So the HOA makes sure that you have enough money to take care of those common expenses that everyone uses.
So HOA budgets can also get bloated and be pilfered by unscrupulous board members. We have heard of hundreds of thousands of dollars in embezzlement from HOAs. So
You'd be surprised. It happens more than you think.
It definitely does. And so it's a great idea to get involved a little bit with your HOA, get a copy of the budget, and actually look these things over and be involved in where that money is being spent. It's a great idea to keep an eye on it. Also makes you feel a little bit better about that bit of money coming out of your account every month.
They are quasi-governmental bodies, so if you want to get your start in politics, an HOA actually might be a good place to get started.
That actually is a place where a lot of people get started.
And you can practice your swordplay, if this were 13th century Scotland.
Which it is. Freedom! You guys, thank you so much for watching. We would be so honored if you would hit the little thumbs up like button, and also maybe the subscribe, and then maybe, if we're really stretching it, the little bell, so you can know about all of our future really cool videos.
It's the same color as my war paint. If you like this video, you might also like some videos that we've done on home warranties in Austin and the smart way to buy a home in Austin.
Definitely. Thank you guys so much. See you later.
Freedom!